You're watching News 10 at 11.
California set a record today that most drivers in the state could really do without. According to AAA, gas prices hit an all-time high in the state of just over $4.61 a gallon. Those prices are expected to start easing this coming week, but even in the past few days, prices have gotten high enough to the point where they're affecting the way that people drive. Jonathan Mumm joins us live at 15th and Broadway. Jonathan, you're at a gas station. How does it look out there?
Well, Jeff, I have to tell you, pulling into a gas station is no one's favorite thing to do these days.
Jonathan, thanks. Yeah, it's going to be tough for a lot of people in the days ahead. An Auburn tire shop was searched by state officials over accusations it was pushing under-the-counter sales to avoid paying taxes. The State Board of Equalization and Auburn police issued a search warrant on the tire depot. Detectives have been investigating the business for over a year. They had gotten complaints that the store was offering lower tire prices if customers paid with cash. Investigators say they seized several boxes of sales documents and business records from the shop.
Well, they gathered their evidence, whatever that is, and they're going to have to look through that evidence, investigate it. I think the Board of Equalization is going to take over from there, and they'll make a determination if there is grounds for further investigation.
Officers are now asking anyone who was offered the cash-only discounts or who didn't receive a receipt to contact the Auburn Police Department. Turning to our top stories tonight, we're learning more about that suspected DUI crash in Citrus Heights that sent two young boys to the hospital. The boys, Henry and Juan Perez Rocha, were crossing a street Friday morning when investigators say Teresa Bales Sturba hit them. We're told that Henry is still in critical condition, but Juan has been upgraded to good condition. Bales Sturba, meanwhile, posted bail and was released today. And earlier we spoke to her husband, who says she does feel bad for the children.
Well, she feels sorry for those kids. I mean, naturally, you know, these little people.
Her husband says they are currently trying to talk to an attorney.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Sacramento police are investigating an overnight shooting in Midtown. Officers say they got calls about people shooting at each other near 20th and P Streets. When they arrived, they found one person with gunshot wounds. Officers believe that person had an argument with two other people. At one point, both groups exchanged gunfire. The shooting victim was arrested for assault. So far, the other suspects have not yet been found. West Sacramento police are asking for help in finding a missing 15-year-old girl. Alyssa Burraston disappeared Thursday morning. Officers say she was last seen wearing a black t-shirt and jean shorts. Anyone with information is urged to call West Sacramento police. Well, this is something you've got to see to believe. Surveillance video of a suspected drunk driver crashing his truck through the front of a Carmichael liquor store. Officers arrested 34-year-old Robert Ring. They say he was under the influence when he went through KB Liquors. A terrifying encounter, as you can imagine, for those inside the store, including the clerk who was pinned beneath the debris.
It happened so fast. I've got one snapshot of an image in my mind of two white guys in the front of a pickup with their eyes about this big and their mouths wide open.
Rings was found at his home nearby. He was booked into the Sacramento County Jail. He's being held on a $50,000 bail. Now, turning to your weather, you know, a lot of people say, okay, fall is here. It feels like fall. But, Darla, I guess I'm waiting for the colder temperatures to still kick in before I really feel like it's fall. Am I right?
Okay, well, how about a stretch of temperatures in the 70s? Will that get you that fall feeling in the air for you?
I suppose. I was thinking maybe higher 60s, but okay.
Now, we're going to see a string of 70s headed our way, Jeff, so hopefully that'll put you in the mood for fall and pull out those fall clothing.
Now to your voice, your vote. Mitt Romney had the campaign trail all to himself today while President Obama celebrated his wedding anniversary with the First Lady. Romney and his wife, Ann, were busy courting voters in the Sunshine State. The Romneys are trying to take back President Obama's lead in the crucial battleground state, and experts believe Florida will be a must-win for the Republican campaign. But with the momentum from Wednesday's debate, both Mitt and his wife, Ann, are showing more confidence on the campaign trail.
I'm counting on Florida to win this for me on November 6th so we can take back this country, get it strong again.
We are going to win Florida.
But next week, it'll all be the vice presidential candidates. Vice President Joe Biden will face off against Republican challenger Paul Ryan in their first debate. Meanwhile, some good news for President Obama. Obama's re-election campaign and Democratic lawmakers raised $181 million in September. That's the most money raised in 1 month during his re-election bid. On Twitter, Obama posted a message saying that more than 1.8 million people donated in September, including more than 1 million first-time donors. Mitt Romney and fellow Republican lawmakers have not yet reported their September fundraising totals. Well, he's accused of kidnapping and trying to start a jihadist training camp on American soil. Now, the man described as a radical Muslim cleric is in New York to face several terror-related charges. Today, Abu Hamza al-Masri and 4 other men arrived from England just hours after a judge ruled that the men could be extradited to the U.S. Christina Muchler has the details.
Radical cleric Abu Hamza al-Masri, along with 4 other men, arrived in the U.S. early Saturday from London.
And looking at stories across America, police say an officer shot and killed a naked student on the University of South Alabama campus. University officials say the officer was investigating a banging noise early this morning when he was confronted by that naked man who was acting erratically. At one point, the officer pulled out a gun and shot the man in the chest. That man was later identified as an 18-year-old freshman. The officer has been placed on paid leave while the investigation continues. The FBI says the number of laser pointers being aimed at airplanes has become an epidemic. The agency says if this trend continues, there may be as many as 3,700 laser attacks by the end of this year. That's more than 10 times the number of incidents in 2005. Officials say laser pointers can cause pilots to become temporarily blind, creating a dangerous situation during takeoff and landing. Anyone caught pointing a laser at an airplane faces hefty fees and even prison time. The number of people killed in a fungal meningitis outbreak is going up. The Centers for Disease Control announced today that 7 people have died from the illness. Officials say they've seen 64 cases in 9 different states. The agency linked the deadly outbreak to contaminated steroid injections, which were sold to dozens of medical facilities in 23 states. Well, coming up after the break, if you don't mind shelling out some extra cash on gas to make a drive to the Bay, you can catch something pretty special out there this weekend. We'll tell you what has already been showcased for the annual Fleet Week. Plus, 'tis the season for ghouls and goblins and vampires and ghosts. We'll show you one of Northern California's scariest outdoor haunted parks. We'll be right back. And we're following breaking news in Stanislaus County. The sheriff, along with other deputies, are near the 12-mile marker along Del Puerto Canyon. They are investigating a murder. Deputies say a body was found just before 6:30 p.m. tonight. We'll bring you the latest information on air and online as soon as that becomes available. It's a big weekend for the city by the Bay. 1 million visitors are expected to stop by San Francisco through Sunday for several must-see events. By midday, thousands had already gathered at the waterfront for Fleet Week and America's Cup events. There, visitors were able to catch the parade of ships as well as watch the Blue Angels streak across the sky. It was also a big day for sports fans in the Bay. The San Francisco Giants opened their divisional playoffs today, and tomorrow it'll all be about football when the 49ers take on the Buffalo Bills. My money is on the 49ers. Transit companies are gearing up for the crowds. The city's municipal transportation agency is running extra services, especially near the waterfront. BART is also running extra trains through Sunday. But the influx of visitors means good news for Bay Area businesses. Hotel operators say rooms are mostly booked through the weekend, forcing some visitors to look outside of the city for accommodations. During a campaign swing through California, President Obama will establish a national monument in honor of a Latino labor leader. That would be Cesar Chavez. On Monday, the president will designate 105 acres in the city of Keene as the Cesar E. Chavez National Monument. The property was home to Chavez and continues to serve as the headquarters of the United Farm Workers of America. The monument will include a visitor center, Chavez's gravesite, and a memorial garden. The biggest haunted park in Northern California scares up a large performance at the Placerville Fairgrounds. More than 80 ghouls and vampires are lurking in 9 different attractions inside Roseville's Colson Manor. It's the only outdoor haunted park that features animatronics and towering stage facades. Be prepared for blood and gore. This is not a haunted house for the faint of heart.
When people will come through here, we find them and we strap them on this table and we shot them.
Colson Manor's a little more tame with the zombies, but in the top bracket, you've got Darkness, overrun with demons, and returning from last year, the fan favorite, Panic.
I'm shaking in my shoes. Colson's Manor is open Thursday through Sunday starting at 7:30 p.m. It'll haunt Roseville until the end of Halloween. And speaking of Halloween, if you haven't gotten your costume yet, I was just thinking about that, Darla. I do have mine. Every year I am an aerobics instructor because it's easy. It's just a tank top and some sweats. Have you gotten yours yet?
Is it the spandex sweats?
Of course it is.
Okay.
Of course it is.
With the headband and everything.
That looks best.
Neon
and it's in
pink,
style.
right? Neon pink?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. I want to see that. Does that put you in the mood for fall right now?
Well, it does. I just want this to continue the whole way through 365 days a year.
You know what? I'm
not
with
too hot,
you.
Not too cold.
I'm with you. I like the mid-70s.
It's just perfect.
Yep.
That's
We're
right.
there.
You know, I've been here more than a year. That was an awkward. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
I've been here more than a year. I have not been to an A's game, if you can believe that, but now is a good time to go if you can get tickets. A's or Giants.
Yeah, you know, big night for baseball for both the A's and the Giants. Both in the playoffs coming up. Buster goes deep, but was it enough for the G-men to take down the Reds in Game 1? And tonight, tough night for the A's. Sports. Vote for your favorite play as many times as you like. We'll announce the winner on Monday.
I'm going to vote for my favorite play on Monday from this weekend, and that's going to be you in a giant pumpkin tomorrow morning.
I'm going to take him out. Take out Mr. Elliott.
Dan Elliott, yeah.
Go Gangnam Style.
Can't wait to see it. And I was hoping he was going to deal with some rain. Not going to happen,
No,
of course.
not going to happen.
It's going to be nice and dry. All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great night.